Okay, so today we had news dropped about Path of Exile 2 and Loot. So first we're gonna read this and then I've there were patches, so we will look at the patch notes and then we will see how it is in game. So let's begin. One of the things that we have had a lot of feedback about is item drops feeling unrewarding in various situations. You know, like opening a rare chest and nothing is in it, or you get some gold. That would be an example, right? Or slaying a boss and there's not even one rare. Why does this exist? This is not good. Over the last 2 weeks, we have done a major rework to item drops in order to try and address these issues. Good. I hope this also affects chests. I really hope so. Let me. Okay. We are going to be deploying these changes in 0.2.0 G today. We had to roll back. Oh, okay. Earlier, after it caused some existing skill gems to be missing from your builds. That's interesting. We will redeploy it on Thursday, May 1st. Apologies for an inconvenience. Okay. Thank God I didn't play. Item rarity. In order to control the items that monster drop, they primarily have two stats added to them. Monster item quantity, sounds good, is a stat that increases the number of items that are dropped. Okay, why didn't this exist in the first place? That's my question here. Why isn't that something that existed in the first place? It should have. Monster item rarity, on the other hand, determines how good the items are that drop. Okay, that's understandable, but again, why why did why did these two things not exist in the first place? That's something that actually is surprising me. Why didn't this exist? It should have. Wouldn't that be what was the loot table based on before? No, I'm actually curious what's going on here. In order to prevent too much item spam, yeah, that's also a problem. In Path of Exile 2, we want to rely on item rarity more and item quantity less. Yes, that makes sense. Thank you. This means that the effect that monster item rarity has on your item needs to be powerful and noticeable. Currently, we believe that this stat is not affecting drops enough. Okay, so a buff to item rarity. For example, when a wisp has possessed a monster, it gives the monster plus 2 drops and 300% more monster item rarity. The plus 2 drops is not a lot for what they do. The rarity is further increased by each monster that the wisp affected as you were chasing it. What? The rarity is further increased by each monster that the wisp affected as you were chasing it. Ooh, this is actually big. So So basically you want as many monsters as possible be affected by the wisp to gain the maximum amount of rarity. This is interesting. I like this change. This should in theory result in noticeably better item drops, but in practice it doesn't feel meaningful enough. Okay, so that already was implemented, but it didn't feel good. So we had this, but it didn't feel good. Which I can tell is true because I played it and it didn't feel good. This is just one example, but this problem affects drops game-wide. From all monsters and chests. Chests. That's actually very interesting that they say that specifically. We are making some very significant changes to the way that item rarity affects the items you get. Here are some of the highlights. Nice. We modified the rarity value at which normal items no longer drop. What? We modified the rarity value at which normal items no longer drop. This means that unique bosses will never drop normal items, except for a select few early in the game. Okay. So I guess you can only get normal items in the future from unique bosses in the campaign, I would guess, or maybe in the first 3 acts of the campaign. That's, well, to be fair, when you are mapping, you don't need the unique bosses to drop normal items. We have half the amount of rare gold drops. There are rare gold drops? We have half the amount of rare gold drops. This means that if you roll a rare item, you get more rare equipment or rare currency instead of gold. Rare gold piles are now twice as large, so you still get the same amount of gold as before on average. This is a very good change. Because at the end, you only need the gold for some things, but the equipment you actually need to progress, while the gold is secondary. Gold, magic currency, quality currency, flasks, charms, and runes are now much less likely to drop from monsters with high item rarity. These three changes generally result in around 20 to 30% more rare currency. Exalt, Alk, Regal, etc. Okay. Tier 2 rares now drop 4 times more often. What? Tier 2 rares now drop 4 times more often. I have no idea what that means. Tier 3 to 5 now drop 30% more often. The mods of tiered rares have also been improved by cutting out more low-level mods, making them better on average than before. I, I have to be quite frankly, I have no idea what this means. Not a single clue. I yeah, I don't know. I have no idea. Tier 2 and higher magic items now drop around 5 times more often. Okay, the low-level mod culling of tiered magics has been significantly improved with Tier 2 now culling 50% of the mod range. The improving from here, what? And improving from there. Tier 5 magic items will usually only roll the highest mod available for a given type. That's neat. This means that tiered magic items should be a much better starting point for crafting or recombination. That is a good change. These changes significantly improve the effect that item rarity has on the quality of the items you receive. Overall, you should see significantly better items when killing more challenging content. I hope so. Sorry, my voice is kind of giving up. One side effect of this change would have been to make player item rarity that you get on mods on your gear more valuable also, which is not our intention. Okay? In order to counter that, we have reduced the effect that these mods have. Why? Why would you do that? You're kind of, destroying the progress with the changes above with that. I don't like that change. We have also lowered the map item rarity mods on maps, as these were having too large of an effect after these changes. Okay, I can, if they've tested it properly, then I can understand that change. The overall effect of these mods will still be similar to before, but the displayed number is lower. Okay, okay, that's fair. Unique boss drop protection. Even if a monster has high monster item rarity, sometimes you can still get a bad drop because you happen to get unlucky. Well, yeah, no shit. Drop protection involves adding an additional item in the case where you didn't get lucky with the items that naturally dropped. Okay? We already have some drop protection rules in place to prevent some of the worst cases, but we didn't think that they went far enough. Good, that's a good change. We have made following changes. Except for a few unique bosses at the start of Act 1, okay? All unique bosses will always drop a rare item. Wait, I thought I thought unique bosses were always supposed to drop a unique before. I thought they had changed that in 0.1, one of the patches there. Great. Thank you. In the campaign, you only get the guaranteed rare item the first time you kill the boss. In maps, you always get it. Oh, come on. This is stupid. I don't like that. You should always get the unique. As Marion Wisps. As Marion Wisps were a great example of content that wasn't feeling rewarding enough because item rarity was not having enough of an effect. Yes. This don't feel much better from those changes alone, but we also made the following changes. Okay. Rare monsters possessed by Asmarian Wisps now always drop a rare item. Wait. Ooh, nice. Good. I think I can't remember. I can't remember if I ever dropped no I can't remember if any of the rare monsters that I killed with the wisps on them did not drop a rare. I mean, they likely had to happen, but I don't remember. Fix a bug where the first wisp in the Grelwood didn't have its item rarity or quantity stats. Wow, this is just a bug. This is just dumb. Rare and magic chests. Nice. We didn't feel that rare and magic chests were exciting enough to find. Well, they weren't. Ideally, each time you see one, you feel excited to open it. I didn't. I still did, but most of the times there were either nothing in it or gold. That's the two most likely happenings when opening a magic or rare chest. And that felt really, really, really bad. In order to fix this, we made the following changes. Magic chests have drastically increased item rarity and quantity. Thank you. And also guarantee at least a magic item. Perfect. They are approximately as rewarding as rare chests were before. No, this is already better than rare chests before. Rare chests also have drastically increased item rarity and quantity, and guarantee at least a rare item. Thank you. They are now useful. In cruel difficulty, chests get a further plus 50% more item quantity and item rarity. This is nice. And plus 100% more in endgame, making them very powerful there. Thanks. Finally, an actual reason to open them. We have changed the map mods that increase the chance to finding magic and rare chests to instead add a fixed number of magic rare chests. Yeah, yeah, I can see this is a good change. We did oh Jesus, sorry. We did need to lower the chance of despawning, but you will still get a lot better items overall. Yes, this is especially true in endgame, where the number of rare magic chests was lowered substantially, but the major increase in results from these chests more make up for that. Oh Jesus. Oh Jesus, there's still a lot, yeah. Strong boxes. Strong boxes as a baseline have been increased to be equivalent to the new balance of for rare chests specifically. Thank you. Strong boxes have increased item quantity and item rarity, guarantee a rare item as well as getting a further plus 50% more item quantity and item rarity in Cruel, and plus 100% more in Endgame. Thank you, because I it feels really really bad if you do a strong box and you don't get any loot at all. I had that happen a lot of times. It's horrible. Researchers' strongboxes will now have a much higher chance to drop rare currency instead of magic currency. Okay, that's a good change, I guess. Reduce the variance and the number of items strongboxes dropped. They should more consistently drop a good number of items. Okay. Of course, strongboxes also have mods that allow for further increasing item rarity. These mods were adjusted down for the same reason as the map item rarity mods. They were having too much of an effect relative to other mods after the changes to item rarity more generally. They have the same effect as before, but show a lower value. Okay. Trial of the Sekamas. Sekamas trial chests were very underwhelming, considering the amount of work you need to. Yeah, we have made significant changes here. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, the chests were underwhelming, like by even opening them. Regular bronze chests now have the same base balance as rare chests do in a normal difficulty campaign, including guaranteeing a rare item. Okay. Oh, wait. This is really nice. Silver and gold chests increase item rarity and item quantity by value significantly higher than before. Very, very good. Arcanist chests have had the same improvement to drop composition my position as researcher strongboxes. I think I have never seen an arcane. Oh wait, doch. Yeah, I've seen it. Yeah, arcanist chest currency and royal chest jewels are much more common. Jesus Christ. The chance of getting silver and gold keys are, as room rewards instead of bronze keys, has been significantly increased. Oh, thank you. This is a good change. Trial of Chaos. In a Trial of Chaos, we were finding that corrupted items rewards were no longer valuable in endgame. Yeah, of course not. In order to improve the rewards, we have made the following changes. As you continue to increase the level you play the Trial of Chaos, corrupted rares are phased out from the rewards. Nice. A rare currency stacks are phased in. That's good. That's a good change. Items that drop from monsters in the trial no longer have a chance to be corrupted. Okay. Expeditions. Expeditions also received some improvements. Magic items and rare chests. What? Expedition magic and rare chests now have the same base balance as other endgame magic and rare chests. Okay. Normal expedition chests have also blah blah blah. Okay, let's just increase the amount of exotic coinage that drops by 50%. Okay, double the number of expedition artifacts that drop. Buff the rewards from most expedition remnants mods. Okay, that's good. Delirium. Let's just increase the amount of item rarity per depth in delirium encounters. It increases to approximately 2.5 times what it was before. That's nice. Accessibility to pinnacle content. Okay. Breach. We are cutting it a little short here. My voice is giving up. Breach splinter drop rates have been increased by plus 50%. The delirium splinter drop rates have been increased by plus 80%. The chance of finding audiences with the king in ritual is increased by plus 50. I have no idea what this is. No idea. I haven't been this far in the game. Other changes. Corrupted nexus changes. Reduce the number of corrupted nexus you need to complete your Atlas passive tree. Each corrupted nexus now gains 5 skill points, allowing you to complete this task much faster. Okay, increase the visibility of corrupted nexus so that you can see them from further away. Okay, this is all nice. Let's see if he. Oh god. Oh, this is. Oh my god. Okay, we see a lot of bug fixes, other changes and improvements. Existing crystalline cores that are no longer obtainable have been deleted. I don't even know what that is. Scepters. Ooh, scepters wands and staffs now can correctly roll an additional rune socket as a corruption outcome. That's nice. Ooh, this is big. The number of monsters in Trial of Chaos areas below level 65 has been reduced. Okay, player changes. Oh, Trinity now provides 3 to 6% more elemental damage with attacks per 30 resonance at gym levels. Blah blah blah. Bearers, most skills that have no mana cost, which you don't cast yourself, are now also granted a hidden no skill cost stat, preventing them from gaining additional costs such as from Licht's Eldritch Empowerment notable passive skill. Examples include elemental discharge, impending dooms, doom blast, and blink. Spells you cast yourself, granted from wands and staffs, will still be able to get additional costs. Okay. Bursting plague, lightning bolts, base radio, lightning bolts. Base radius is zero point 0.8 meters. Previously, okay. Yeah, that's it. It's just what we already read. Okay. Um, that were the changes. Let's see how they work in game.